Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the show. We got DLF. We're gonna go over what he did about two days ago. He was talking about the video Liquidators. Again, if you don't know the story, seems he's banned from there, and the video Liquidators is really a prawn store. So he is gonna talk about it. And yeah, we are gonna get ready for that. So, smash that like button. We're going to do introductions. It is just a few minutes after 11 a.m., October 26, 2022. Hey there, Doriel. Hey there, Edna. BVDB41, 5 p.m. in the Netherlands. Welcome. One bourbon, one scotch. A fish by another name. Derob and runs in circles. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me share my screen and let's get started. Sup, Marie? How is it going? And here we go. All right. Hey, Margaret M. Kelly Wade.
Hey, kitties, it's Dragon Lord Frodo. And, you know, I want to explain something. Where's Willie? Come here, Willie. There he is. Whoa. Willie, come here. Oh.
Willie is so cute.
Willie's a handful, I'll tell you that much. Willie's cool,
Sup,
but you
Marie?
know what? He needs Willie needs to learn to not go under the couch. And not only does he go under the couch, but he ends up
Sup, Penelope?
inside the couch.
How you doing?
So, and I don't know how to fucking stop him.
Hey, everybody just listening. Appreciate you listening, even though you're not chatting. Welcome to the show.
It's like I got every, because I know under the couch, on the bottom of the couch, there's like a thin piece of fabric, right? That covers the bottom of the couch.
Mm-hmm. The lining, yeah.
Yeah, he ripped through that.
Then he goes
inside the couch. Okay? And I don't want him in the couch because there's shit in the couch. There's like springs and shit. There's wood. There's all kinds of shit he could get hurt in. And the last thing I need the last thing I need is to not hear the end of it from Worm Boy and his chat.
Worm Boy's me. That's what he calls me now.
I have to sit here and fortify the couch so that he can't get. I don't want him under it, because once he gets under the couch, that means he can go into the couch, right?
Well, so I guess he's still a kitten. He can be trained.
That's what kittens do. Towels and shit. Come on, Willie.
Yeah, maybe a cat tree.
I had to take towels and shit, and
maybe he should watch some Jackson Galaxy. Hey, Edna.
And plug up. I had to take two of those long pillows that I had. That came with the couch. Like, I never used those long pillows. I have no idea why the fuck I got those long pillows. They just came with the couch. Because, ow, fuck. That's another thing he does. He comes up and he grabs a hold of my arm or something and he bites. He doesn't gonna start making me bleed, but he just like chews on my arm and scratches too. And it's not hard, but you know, it is kind of annoying.
So yeah, Willie is way cute.
I had to plug up every fucking piece of space that he can get through. And he still gets in the couch somehow. So I'm trying to figure out how he's getting into that couch. I found out that he'll go like, let me show you something. He'll go like over here. Over here. What he'll do a lot of times is he'll come up to the couch here and then jump up, go under this cover, okay, and then he'll make his way
fresh flowers
into that corner there.
Yeah, I think he needs a cat tree, cat toys. Try and get something to, I don't know, quelch that energy the kitten has.
And dig himself through to like between the cushion, and there's a hole that goes into the couch.
Did I say hello to you, V? If I didn't, welcome.
That's the type of shit that I'm trying to prevent. So I had to go in. Every time he does this, too, I have to tear apart the couch.
So, Billy's and Mimi?
I have to flip it up, which means there's a potential that when I put the couch up, he falls through the couch, like he falls, you know. And I try to do it in a way that I kind of like lure him, because what happens is if I think he's in the couch, the way I figure it out is I'll start hitting the side of the couch, like on the side there. I'll hit it. And
right, Marie?
A lot of times, like, what I'll do is because
Hey, R. Brownstein, who's this guy? This is Dragonlord Frodo. He is familiar to Foodie Beauty. They're friends online and whatnot. She mods for him. And yeah, they're very familiar with each other. They talk to each other, in fact, share ideas, share the same type of sentiment, pattern when it comes to certain ideas. Hey, Jackie, how you doing?
He thinks that there's something over there. He'll start like pawing at from the inside, and I can feel him. And if he's on this side, I know I have to pull the couch
Hey,
up
just
from this end so that he's on the bottom. Okay, so he doesn't fall. Okay, and I have to make sure. It's such a pain in the ass. And then I have to pull them out. Then I have to find them. I have to get the flashlight, pull them out of the couch, and then take them straight to the bathroom because
okay.
I have to keep them in the bathroom.
So you lock him in the bathroom?
While I go around and inspect all the holes in the couch. I had him in the bathroom for about 2 hours the other day because
What do you guys think? Do you feel that's okay? Like he was getting a kitten. Because you could get an older cat, a mature cat that's more calm, but he specifically got a kitten. He should know that a kitten can have lots of energy and will want to explore. So DLF, come on. You got a kitten. You should know and understand the kitten is going to get into everything and going to go all over the place.
when I found out he was getting in the couch from the bottom of the couch, because there was a rip in the bottom of the couch, I went in there and I thought first I took some duct tape and I tried to duct tape all the fucking rips.
True.
It didn't
Should have
work
gotten
too
an
well.
older cat
Then I got a sewing
if you didn't want
kit
it.
and I sewed the shit up. That didn't work so well. It just looks like shit now. Because I'm not a good person to sew. Now maybe if I had some like extra like fabric, maybe I can like patch it like that. But all I did was I tried to just sew the rip back together, if you know what I mean. So
True, Janine. Get a tree, get
then
toys.
I have to go
play with the
plug
cat.
shit into the holes in the couch. I have a piece of wood that I kind of wedged so that he can't get in the back of the couch. And that's the thing too. I found out he was going in one of the ways I found out he was going inside the couch.
By the way, this guy taking care of a cat kind of terrifies me, true, especially now I know that he locks the kitten in the bathroom. Hey, Deb W. Also, why are we stuck for minutes on end talking about a hole in the couch? We get it. The cat goes into the couch because of the lining, rips through the lining, gets inside the couch, and goes to the back of the couch, and you put wood at the back to try and stop Willie from getting there. We don't got to keep repeating ourselves.
Because I didn't think that he would go behind the couch because the couch is right up against the wall. So I'm
Take
like,
care, Fresh Flowers.
he ain't going back there. He can't go back in the couch because it's right up against the wall. Well, he can squeeze back there. Okay? So he squeezes back there and then he goes under. So now I had to pull the couch out. I had the
All right, if he goes beyond a minute with this conversation, I am literally just gonna have to go forward because this is just too much.
I had to plug up all the shit in the back of the couch. Then whoa. What the fuck? That's the other thing. You always gotta keep my keyboard off because he'll run across the keyboard too. So I had to plug up the back of the couch, even though I thought he wouldn't be able to go back there. He could. I had to plug up the back of the bottom of the couch, and then I had to take a piece of wood that I probably found the wood in the garbage, And I'm like, you know what? This would probably be useful someday, and it did. I had to put a wooden board like right in the corner over here so that he can't go behind the couch that way.
Okay, you know what?
Uh
We're going.
and then I plugged up the front with towel. Well, I plugged up the front with the two long pillows, but there's still like a little gap that
We're going forward. He's literally talking in circles.
he his way through.
No, he's been talking about that for literally almost 15 minutes. The
You
same thing
know,
over and over again.
hopefully he becomes a good boy, because you know what, he gets all hyper, and then he ends up wearing himself out, and then he just passes out either right up here, or he'll come up and lay down on me somewhere. I put his cat bed in on the other side of the room, so like he actually likes that part, the place that I put his cat
Probably
bed. He
mouse
likes that a
toes.
little bit more than where it was, which was right next to the couch. It seems so. He's gonna end up being hyper, and then he gets all tired out, and then he goes to sleep for a couple hours, and
That's called being a kitten.
he'll lay on me, and what else does he do? When he sleeps, sometimes he sleeps on his back like this.
Oh, so cute.
But when he's calm, he's a good boy. But when let me tell you something. Hey, Willie, okay, you need to be a good boy. Good boys don't go under the couch. That's the other thing he does. He likes to bite my friggin' cords. Like he bites my friggin' cords and shit. And so I
He's
don't
still on
know.
this. Hey, Aurora.
I don't know how to stop him, because that's like my whole fucking apartment is like computer cords and
Right,
whatnot.
Janine?
And it's funny because there's no cords under the couch. So I don't
Hey,
understand what's
Lindsay.
so appealing about being in the couch. You know. So yeah, hey Willie, you're not being a good boy. Good boys don't bite the cords, and good boys don't go under the couch. Well, that's another thing he likes doing. He likes
Okay, we are going to go forward once again if he's going to keep up this
he
conversation.
likes climbing up shit. He likes climbing up shit. So like, I had to stop him when I saw him do this. Like, I have my screen door up. I have my screen door right now. Right now, to the balcony. The balcony is a screen door, and then it's a glass door. So what I usually
Marie says, put the cords up. He's going to get electrocuted. That's another thing.
do is most of the time I have the glass door open, but I have the screen door on it as well. So I can have the breeze, and I caught Willie a couple times.
Gemini
Jumping.
says, my good boy goes under the couch sometimes, though his favorite is the grandbaby's tent. Aw, that's so cute, Gemini. Martha actually goes under the beds, like every single one of the beds in this house. She goes under the beds and she sleeps there. They actually have several sleep places. Martha is under the bed on top of all the beds. Lola is on top of all the beds and sometimes under the bed. Lola also one of the couches. She's commandeered for her means. So literally there's a couch in the house that only Lola sleeps on. Like I'm not even kidding you. My cat Lola has her own couch. Then she has multiple cat trees she sleeps on. Then she has her. It's kind of like an ottoman. I have their toys underneath, so they'll sleep on that as well because they like to watch through the glass doors. There's so
From
many
this,
things.
jumping from the couch here and jumping onto the screen and then hanging on with his claws and then climbing up the screen door. I'm like, because once that screen door, if he rips through that screen door, he can get out. So I have anytime I see him do that, and thank God it's something that I can catch him right away doing. And then when I leave the apartment, I always close
Exactly,
close the
Katrina.
glass door on him, and I close the window as well. The window has a screen on it. He climbs up the window screen. I have to pull him off. I'm like, what the fuck? So at least if I can see him, it's fine. But if I leave to go, it's like I can't even go to the fucking store across the street without leaving him and having him go under the couch or whatever.
All right, going forward, he's talking in circles.
So I think I got him to not go under the couch for now. When I get some money, I'm thinking about buying. I don't even know where you would get them, and I could probably get these for free somehow. Maybe look on Craigslist or something. But I'm thinking about just getting a bunch of bricks.
He literally didn't think this through.
Okay. And instead of using the towels or whatever, I'm just gonna plug up all the bottom around the couch, plug up like where you can go under. Instead of using towels, use bricks. Because I can tell that eventually if he really wanted to and he can figure it out,
Brownstein.
I can tell that he can get through the towel.
Jackie says, sounds like this little soul is too much for him. Yeah, probably.
Okay. And anything soft.
He should have known better.
Okay. So
then the screaming isn't doing too good, especially when you have a kitten that you lock in your bathroom.
It would be better. It might look a little bit better too. With the bricks, because it's just, I would like it to be like a solid wall. It's like Donald Trump, build the wall, but it's like build the wall. What the fuck are you doing now, Willie? Excuse me, Willie. What are you doing now?
All right, let's go forward. You should have gotten a Furby. Yeah, poor cat. Let's go.
Fucking
wait a second. Wait, what did he say?
Okay. Willie has 2 speeds. It's
Hey, Penny Lane.
And this is the foam I was using to plug up this thing here. There we go. So I'm thinking about, I don't know, could I get bricks somewhere cheap or free or something? Maybe I'll look on Craigslist. Maybe when I'm out, maybe when I'm out in a butt with going through and collecting cans, maybe I'll try to find something that I can use, Willie.
Facts, Lindsay.
Willie's knocking his bed all over the place. So that's about it. Willie, good boys don't bite the cords, and good boys don't go under that fucking couch. Okay? Willie, you're being a bad boy. bad boys go under the couch. Bad boys bite my cord.
Put your cords up, DLF. That's all you gotta do. Secure your home so that a kitten won't be able to bite through your cords. It's very simple. And stop locking the cat in the bathroom. You got your bedroom. Get some toys. Get a cat tree. Get whatever you need to get to keep Willie busy and away from things that will hurt him.
Willie. Come on, Willie. Come on, Willie. No, you're not. Hi.
Right, Nugenics? Okay, let's go for it a little bit. What's going on now?
I feel like I can
It's
hurt
such a
this
cute
cat
cat. What?
just by picking him up.
You know what? Saying stuff like that didn't work the last time, and saying it like this again kinda gets me worried. Why would you say that?
I feel like I can hurt this cat just by picking him up. That's why we need a big fat cat, you know.
Then get.
We need a big fat cat like Martha. But I don't, I don't think
Martha is a big fat cat.
I like the all white cat. Though.
Why not?
Hey,
What's
Willie,
wrong with
come
white
here.
cats?
Ugh.
Yeah, he named the kitten Willie.
It's like, hey, worm boy, put Martha on a diet. Maybe we should get Martha one of those wheels that she can like.
Martha is on a diet.
Run. And so she runs in place. Those are always funny to watch. Willie, come here. Oh, he also likes to bite on my shoes too. You know, the shoes I got off the jail commissary. I'm like, Willie, you don't want to bite those. Those shoes have been in jail.
Ew.
Those shoes reek of incarceration.
Jackie H says, put DLF on a diet. Exactly. DLF has been in jail multiple times, people. Jailhouse OG Dragon Lord Frodo of the Buffalo area.
Willie, you want to be incarcerated? It's like, Willie.
Well, technically he is incarcerated because you keep putting him in the bathroom for hours. So then there's that.
Loves incarceration, I guess, because like he'll chew on that and then he'll go into the couch where it's almost like being in jail. You know? Hi. So it's like he seeks it out.
What? I don't think a cat seeking out to be placed in a jail situation.
So anyway, everybody wanted me to give an update on this and everything else, and I'm here to update. So when I did a background check.
All right, so this is where we started with the last DLF compilation. You know what I did? I made a boo-boo. We're supposed to do the update on the video liquidator situation, and for some reason I started with this, talking about Willie. Well, at least we got the gist of what Willie was up to. Let me put on the right thing. So this is the one we're supposed to have started with.
Kitties, it's Dragon Lord Frodo.
Wait a second. What's up with the audio? Why is it so low? Let's go back. I'm gonna have to adjust my audio now.
Kitties, it's Dragon Lord Frodo. I have a little update on.
Right, Lindsay? Remember, Martha is busy with school. You remember that incident?
video liquidators situation. So I found out what's going on with the video liquidators thing, and
Okay.
if you don't know what's going on, Willie, what are you doing?
Can you guys hear him?
Willie, you're acting weird again. Oh, hi. So if you don't know what's going on with the video liquidators,
Martha has been passing all her classes, Edna, so she gets to stay.
okay?
You guys can't hear him properly. Okay, here's what I'm gonna have to do. This some people are saying the sound isn't good. It seems he's a little bit too low, so I'm gonna have to go to my program. I'm gonna have to open. I'm gonna have to play it natively on my computer rather than online. So let me see if I can use VLC player. I'm gonna use VLC player, and I'm gonna max out the sound. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. VLC player sounds is maxed out. I gotta go to full screen. Here we go. All right, starting over. My bad, everybody. Here we go. VLC player is being done because the audio is way too low.
Porn shops in the Buffalo area. I know they're on the street.
Wait a second. Let's go to the beginning.
You're acting weird again.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, hi.
Is my
So if
sound
you
good
don't know
now?
what's going on with the video liquidators, okay? I'll bring you up to snuff for that.
Okay,
So,
great. Thank you, everybody. Sorry about that.
Video Liquidators is a chain of porn shops in the Buffalo area. I know there's one at Elmwood and Hurdle down the street, and I know there's one.
So now we know what DLF used to do in his free time.
In South Buffalo, like Clinton and Bailey. Okay. So the one day I walk in the Video Liquidators at Elmwood and Hurdle, right down the street from where I am.
Hey, Karina,
I
welcome
go
back.
inside and I ask for a job. I said, "Hey, are you hiring?" And the guy was like, "I'm not hiring you. You need to leave before I call the police." And I ended up leaving, and it left me kind of, spooked because this guy was pretty much threatening me with police for like no reason.
Okay.
Well, I finally got a name to a face. I finally found out how this guy knows me.
All right, Marie, he knows all the hot spots.
And the whole thing is just fucking stupid, okay? So I found out that this guy,
it's from the local shows,
the Video Liquidators,
the
at
concerts,
Elmwood
right?
and Hurdle, is a man named Jeff Wacker. Yes, that's his real name. Jeff Wacker. Wacker. Hey, cut the shit, Willie. Cut the shit, Willie.
Right, one bourbon, one scotch.
And
he's gonna start making shit up as usual.
Jeff Wacker is a guy that used to go to or was going to the metal shows in Buffalo. I don't know if he still goes, but that's how he knew me. Now, I'll be honest here. Me and Jeff Wacker were pretty close back in the day. The reason I walked in there and didn't recognize the guy
Oh, Jeff Wacker,
was
huh?
because he must have lost like a ton of weight. Because this guy back in the day, this guy was like two of me, okay? And the thing is that he lost a lot of weight, and I didn't recognize him. Like he was completely unrecognizable.
Okay, so what's the history with
And
Jeff?
I remember when I was at the metal shows that I never had a problem with Jeff. Okay? Me and Jeff were like niggas, you know?
Really?
And stop.
Hey,
In fact, you know when I said, uh when I was going to those metal shows that people would let stop, Willie.
I want him to be careful with that
Out.
cat.
You know how when I said when I was going to those metal shows, like the bands would let me in for free and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and places. Come on, Willie. Some of the venues would let me in for free and whatnot. Well, that hey, Willie,
What's with the
no.
screaming? Doesn't he know he shouldn't scream like that? Or shout? Willie's a whole mess. DLF is a whole mess. He needs to steal a
So
squirt bottle and Willie will learn where not to go. I've been hearing
Jeff
that.
Wacker used to.
This is new,
Excuse me, I'm
yes.
gonna watch.
This video is new, came out, I believe, 2 days ago, explaining the video liquidators situation. Video liquidators, i.e., prawn shops.
The cat up in the bedroom.
Okay, so he's locking the cat up
While
in the
I do
bedroom
this.
now. Get a cat tree, DLF. That would be nice.
All right. Yeah, all of his food and his water and litter box are in the bedroom, so it doesn't really matter. I have to do that while I clean and shit, you know? I have to keep the cat in the bedroom. Or, like, a lot of times when I leave, I'll lock him in there. Or when I go to sleep, I'll lock him in there. You know? So, this guy, Jeff Wacker, used to run what they called the Tonawanda Moose Lodge. And I never understood, like, the Moose Lodge was pretty much a
Right, just
bar that I
Tonawanda
think it was
Moose
like a
Lodge.
lot of veterans and shit go there uh and hang out. But uh upstairs they had bands play. Okay. And he
Hey,
used
they
to
call
let
me
me go. He
Ecstasy.
was me go in
What's
there
up?
for free. When they had like Evil Easter Eve or whatever, and everything else, and I thought it was cool. Now he like turned on me, and now he's like threatening police on me if I go into video liquidators, which isn't cool. Now, yeah, back in the day, me and Jeff were like real cool with each other, and now what? Now he's just another asshole in the Buffalo music scene. You threaten the police on me, whatever. Can't come back from that one. But anyway, yeah. So people like to sit there and say, Mike, it's not about what happened with Clint. It's about what happened with you and Brian Hewlin.
Why is he name
And
dropping so
of
much?
course,
Who is
I
this other
got
person?
to uh, uh, I have to clarify this one because
Can I remind everybody that this whole entire situation of the local scene was like 15 years ago? Yes, 15 years ago. Why is it being talked about now?
no, it is what happened with Clint. Okay. So the thing with Brian Hewlin was, I'm going to give you the backstory on this one.
They call me Stacy. Says if anyone is curious, there's a sex theater at Video Liquidators. Gross, really?
Was that
Yeah, I didn't know
when
that.
the shit went down with Clint? Okay. Um, certain things were said about Brian Hewlin's daughter.
Oh,
Um,
MG, really?
now, if you don't know, I'm going to
Here we
try to
go.
make this uh, short here. I don't know. My autism, snow globe,
Let's
whatever.
uh let's be
But
nice.
Brian Hewlin has a daughter, had a daughter, and a son. And they both have this weird disease. I forget the name of it, but it's basically uh you know basically what happened is whenever Brian Hewlin and his wife have a kid, they're always going to come out with this weird disease that like they I don't know exactly
Give
what
us
I
some
forget the name
symptoms.
of it. It's some real long,
That does
medical disease.
that doesn't tell me anything. What are some symptoms?
But basically they come out like they're like almost like cerebral palsy. Okay? Now what I said, okay, what I actually said. First of all, when the whole thing with Clint went down, and Brian Hewlin is, by the way, Brian Hewlin himself, he's just a guy that goes to metal shows, okay? He's just like a super fan, I guess you call it. Now,
Wait a second. I think I figured it out. Hey, Edinburgh Lass, what's up? I think I really figured it out. Is it like metachromatic leukodystrophy? Maybe it's that, or maybe it's Pelizaeus Merzbacher disease. Maybe it's that. DLF came out with baby dictitis. You're wrong for that.
it so
Stop it.
happens that the super fan at the metal shows has these two kids that are special needs, okay? And when the Clint Carr thing went down, certain nasty comments about his kids came into play.
I do
Okay.
wonder. I do
And
wonder where the cat is right now. I mean, we're observing some questionable behavior on video when it in terms of Willie. I mean, a kitten is gonna be hard to control, but watch some Jackson Galaxy videos. Maybe read a book, read some stuff online of how to make sure that your cat doesn't, cause havoc all over your house. You gotta train Willie. He has two little Willies now, says Just IJC. He does.
I'm here to just say that I never actually said those things about his kids. What happened was Clint Carr, I don't know if it was Clint or somebody
Hey
uh,
Mary.
that was part of that relapse thing, but
Uh
somebody
no, he doesn't have two cats. He has Willie, an actual cat, then he has a Willie as in his genitals, and we're just yeah. Hopefully you get it now. Two Willies. Two little Willies as in a little kitten called Willie. And he has another Willie.
while I was having these issues with Clint, somebody hacked into my Facebook account. And not only was insulting Brian Hewlin with his kid, I even forget what was said. It was something to do like calling the little girl a whore, I think it was. I don't
What?
really remember. I don't remember.
Why would somebody call somebody's children, like little kid, that kind of word? What is wrong with people these days?
Because it's been that long, and it's been that long, and everything that was said over Facebook. Clint Carr hacked my Facebook, and to this day, since my Facebook got hacked by
Hacked
Clint or
Facebook.
one of his
Okay.
people,
Sure they did.
I've actually went ahead and changed all my passwords. I've changed it to something that not only would Clint Carr not know, but it doesn't really matter because the way that they hacked into my Facebook was they tried to get into my Facebook and they were able to figure out my security questions.
Penelope says, "Hey, Monty, is Natter in jail?" No, he is not in jail because we saw him literally 2 weeks ago. Literally, he was in court on October the 12th, so he's not in jail. He's just not on YouTube.
Because the
Hey, Catty
security
Corn.
questions, all right, I admit, weren't that great. I was just, what's your, it's like shit people would know if they knew me, okay? So I went in, I changed all my passwords, I changed all my security questions, and I changed the security questions to the point that even I can't get into my account if I forget the password. So like basically it'll say like what's your first car? And I'd say something like fuck cars or something. Or say like what's your sister's name? And then it would just be like this long-winded, answer that like I probably would never be able to figure out on my own. Okay. So I give like bullshit answers to the bullshit security questions, right? Because before the question, I think one of them was like, who's your favorite author? Dragon Lord Frodo, Tolkien, okay? So it was like shit like that. And Clint it was like shit like that. And Clint Carr got into my Facebook, or somebody from his relapse forum got into my Facebook and started, saying shit about Brian Hewlin and his daughters and shit. Not only about him and his daughters, but also there was a news story at the time there was a news story at the time about a little girl from Niagara Falls who was found dead. I believe she was found dead in a trash can or something. She was only like 8 years old or some shit. You could have been younger. I don't remember. But the story was that there was this teenage boy that lured this little girl out, and I guess he raped her and then killed her or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
my bad, everybody. I was doing something. My bad. Okay, I was talking. I was saying, why does DLF bring up these super taboo things? My bad, everybody. I had it on mute and I had it on pause. So I was saying that Dragonlord Frodo brings up these taboo things all the time, where he talks about these things that normally people will not want to talk about, or kind of like how Pete does it, but Pete does it in a different type of way. Like Pete talks about very taboo things, but mostly it's political. With DLF, it's about like children. It's about a lot of things that people don't want to hear, but he keeps talking about it, and then he calls it locker room talk. I am so sorry about the pause and the mute. I'm trying to multitask here, and sometimes it's hard because then Martha is right beside me. I gotta attend to Martha. I also gotta attend to the chat. I also gotta attend to the video and talk myself. So my bad, everybody. Let's continue.
this story was going on while Clint Carr was while the story happened like right around the time um the Buffalo metal scene and I got into
Right,
it.
Edinburgh.
Now
My bad.
Clint Carr got into my Facebook, and not only did he say all those horrible things, I don't know if it was Clint himself or if it was somebody, but it was somebody that was connected to the whole thing. He got in my
Why does that
Facebook
even matter?
and said the nasty shit about Hewlin and his Brian Hewlin and his daughters or his daughter. I'm not. I don't think the son was born yet, but I could be wrong. But he was saying all this nasty shit to about Brian and his daughter, and he also was going on the news things as me.
Mary, where's Willie now? Willie is locked up in the bedroom. You can hear Willie cry here and there if you're paying a lot of attention to all the background noise.
Talking shit about this little girl that died and saying shit like too bad she died because she would have been hot or something. And
That's so weird. Why would you
I'm
talk
like,
about
okay,
people's
whatever.
kids
You
like that?
know,
Once again, trigger warning, everybody. This is the DLF stream. He
there
talks
was a
about anything
whole
and
big
everything.
thing about that. But it was basically like he was talking shit about Brian Hewlin and his daughter, and he was also talking shit about this little girl, not related to Brian or anything. I don't think she was related to anybody from the scene. But he was going around saying, this little girl is hot or something.
Okay, we're going forward. You've talked about this DLF.
Metal shows in Buffalo was because of what happened with Brian Hewlin.
Lindsay says it's funny, DLF. Everything you say about Kids the person who hacks you talks about the same thing. Exactly.
Because here's a man who has two kids that are both special needs. Okay, now whatever the kids have, it's a genetic thing because it seems to come up when Brian and his wife have a baby. Okay, now
Okay.
Brian has kids of his own
Mm-hmm.
from another woman, and she has kids of her own with another man, and
Right,
they all
Karina.
turned out fine. But when Brian and her get together and have a kid, that's when the kids come out like that. So it has to be something, that's
We get it.
happening with him and the wife. And when they combine, their genes, then this happens.
We get it.
And that whole family, let me just tell you something. That whole family is, I actually feel bad about that whole family because it's like, not only do they have those the one,
Smash
the little girl died.
smash that like button, everybody. I'd appreciate that.
His daughter died.
In this stream, DLF is going to take almost how long? 2 hours to explain why he is banned from Video Liquidators and give us information that should, by all means, only take a few minutes. He's going to drag it out for 2 hours.
A couple years back. I don't know about the son, but and I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to finish this out. But so both of Brian and his wife's kids have this same exact uh, uh, disorder. I forget the name of it. It's basically like cerebral palsy, but like much more extreme.
Different.
And the thing is
Similar
that
to cerebral palsy. I looked it up.
so they have the two kids, and then one of the wife's daughters a couple of years ago, um, older woman now, she's like in her 20s or
Hey,
something
JG.
now, I guess.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.
Um, she had an incident where her boyfriend, I guess, threw a Molotov cocktail right at her and set her on fire. And now
Yikes.
she's got burns, scars, and all that happy horse shit.
Yikes. That is
So
rough.
I never actually talked about this because it was like it's not my business talking about this.
Does he have anyone watching him? He has a small crowd of people that consistently watch him, Marie.
But yeah, I feel very bad for what happened with her. Okay, that's fucked up. That really is fucked up. But I think like when he threw it at her, I think he got burned as well. So not only is it fucked up, but he's a fucking dumbass. The boyfriend. Because not only did he burned both of them
Hey,
pretty
MJ.
much, from what I understand. Um,
Once again, trigger warning,
so
everybody.
you play. What do you say? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. There you go.
Yep, that's what they say.
But the thing is that The only thing that I said that was considered negative, and I'll own up to this, is that I brought up the fact that
Yeah, Mary, he has
yes, this
mods.
disorder that these two kids have
DLF has quite a few mods.
happens when Brian and his wife
We get it,
have
DLF.
a baby.
Yes, we get that when they
Okay,
have a baby.
and I just said, maybe you should stop having kids if that's what's going to happen. And that's the only thing I really said about the situation. You know, I just said, maybe stop having kids. And also, I called out Brian because the day that
Very true. His mods do ban everyone. You can't talk in there. Exactly. Like
his
Dr.
daughter
Lovejoy.
died, okay,
Who else do they have? Cletus McCarthy.
there was a pay-per-view wrestling. I think it was pay-per-view. There was some kind of wrestling event going on in Buffalo. And Brian was actually caught on TV. Okay?
Doing what now?
At this wrestling thing when the day that his daughter died. And I
Oh,
called him out on it, and I thought that was kind of shitty of him.
it is shitty.
That he wouldn't be there.
But we all grieve differently.
He wouldn't be there for his wife or whatever to, while, the fucking kid died. And I thought that was kind of shitty that he would rather be at, a wrestling thing than be there for his wife. And that's like the only two things I've ever said about Brian Hewlin and his, kids or whatever that I personally said and not have some guy hack me and
Sure,
said it.
somebody hacked you.
But the kind of shit that I keep saying it was Clint, but what I really mean when I say it was Clint was that it was either Clint or somebody that was connected to him,
i.e., a degree or 2 or 3 of separation. Gotcha.
okay?
Somebody in the scene. Hey, MP, how you doing? MP says, "Hi, Monty and chat. I gotta be honest, after the past few weeks listening to attention-seeking idiots on here, DLF is quite refreshing. Yeah, a lot of people like DLF, some people
It
don't.
could have been somebody from, the relapse board, and I connect them all together.
It all depends.
So, can't really pinpoint who was doing that, but I really do believe it was Clint, because Clint, the only people that were from that relapse board were people, the only people that were from Buffalo that was from that relapse board was Clint. So I'm going to assume that, because
It's
he
Clint.
did personal shit about Hewlin when he hacked my account and all that.
Or maybe people from the scene talk about you at these shows and then information gets around. Who knows?
I'm going
Who
to
knows?
assume that, he was the one that hacked it. But
We hear Willie
as far as like hard evidence, I don't have any.
in the background. Hey,
But
Florida, welcome.
that's just the thing, So Jeff Wacker, the guy from the Video Liquidators at Hurdle and Elmwood, he was good friends with Brian Hewlin.
Right, oranges, oranges, so true.
So I understand that, the shit that was said about Brian and his kids you know, got to Brian and got to his friends, like Jeff
Okay.
Wacker.
Yeah.
And
Of
I
course it would.
understand that, yeah, you don't fuck with somebody's kids,
Exactly. You don't.
okay?
It's
But
always mean, always
y'all need
rude.
to realize too that and I know people aren't gonna believe me, but I gotta keep saying it until I'm blue in the face about this. Somebody hacked my account, and somebody hacked my account and wrote that shit on Facebook about Brian Human and his kids.
Okay. If we're going with that narrative.
And since then, I got my account back and shit. And I also changed all my passwords. I changed all my security questions, the whole bit. Um, there was actually a time where I made like I was trying to with my bank account at the credit union. I had those weird questions on there, and honestly, I could not figure out the questions. And I actually had to go down to the credit
Oh,
union and say, hey, I cannot get into my account. Is there a way you can reset my account? I had to go down
I think he does do the laundry, Karina.
to the credit union and tell them in person, could you please reset my password and my questions and all that shit?
All right, we're gonna go forward. He's talking in circles once again. We've heard the same information repeatedly, so let's go forward.
And they were able to do it. And when this whole thing went down with Clint, even though I say that I was hacked and all that, the whole ordeal of the shit that still happens to this day. Okay, like I said, I go into a fucking place and you know I get threatened with police when I go in there. Okay, like the video liquidators. So this shit still happens to this day. And it's funny because
Cause why?
you know
Is he high?
people just don't get it. And
Let's go forward.
I never really said anything because I don't think it's my place to say anything. Especially the history going on between me and Hewlin and Clint and all that. I just not something I want to get into. So, and I think when all that shit happened with the metal scene and Clint and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that when that happened, that made something in my brain snap. And that is when I started to become
Right, Edna?
like
Probably.
real bad with the mental illness. Like I was always kind of like goofy. Like I was always kind of like,
So you're saying Clint Carr made you snap
you know, kind of like mentally ill, but
from like
like
a decade and a half ago?
it was never this bad. And it never got that bad until the shit with Clint happened. And Clint, if you can't remember, was actually my first arrest.
Oh,
Okay,
I remember.
because that whole thing, that whole situation with Clint and everybody else, it really got to me. And the reason that it got to me was because if you don't understand the history of why I was going to these metal shows and everything else, basically what was going on was I just broke up with Amy, right?
Amy was a long time ago. Okay, so Penny Lane says Monty called Video Liquidator. You know what, Penny? I think people probably have listened to this and have called the Video Liquidators. You know, that's how people do. It could be anybody calling. I'm sure a few people have called already.
And the reason I was going to these, metal shows was because I was trying to, because, Amy was kind of a weirdo, and she, like, me and Amy were like complete opposites. Like, I was into like the death metal and all that, and she was into like stupid ass fucking country music. Like I had to go see fucking Keith Urban with her, and then she'd get all pissed
Oh.
off when I go to see like Guar or fuck Guar.
Ooh, Guar.
By the
Okay.
way, the reason that Guar went to I figured out. I learned the other day that Guar came to Buffalo again, or not Buffalo, but they came back a couple
Okay.
of days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even go.
Oh, really?
But they didn't play at the town ballroom. They played at the Rapids Theater in Niagara Falls. And I believe the reason that they played at the Rapids Theater in Niagara Falls instead of the town ballroom here in Buffalo is because of me.
No,
For
it's
real.
not.
I think it's because of me.
No.
Because the last time Guar played in Buffalo, I went down there and I put on a whole fucking protest at the thing. And I think they were gonna come back to
By yourself.
Buffalo.
Okay.
And the town ballroom was like, we don't want any of this this protesting going on.
You mean he was protesting by himself and that thwarted Gore's efforts of playing in Buffalo? Okay, so Gore was actually at the Rapids Theater October 22nd, 2022. Which day was that? Saturday. So just literally a few days ago.
So, just go play at the Rapids Theater in Niagara Falls. I think that's what happened. But like I said, when all this shit happened with Clint and all this was actually like, this might not be a big deal to some, but it's a big deal to me. And the reason being is that I just broke up with Amy, okay? And I was going to these metal shows, not only just to listen to music and shit, but I was trying to like, I was trying to, meet people at these things.
Nugenic says one man protests and some random guy told him to go F himself and he shut it all down. Exactly.
Trying to get my mind off of, dating Amy and, hopefully looking for, a girlfriend that would be more like me. Okay.
I don't think that might be a good thing.
So the whole thing happened.
Also, remember everybody that he got into a verbal altercation with Beefcake the Mighty, which is the bassist for the heavy metal band Gore.
With Clint, and yeah,
he was pissed off that he couldn't get to see Gore because the venue set the restrictions of you gotta be vaccinated, and of course, DLF is against the COVID vaccine.
Let me explain that. So the whole thing happened with Clint. Everything that happened with Clint Carr happened because I was going to this place in Riverside. It's called the Funeral Home. Okay? And the reason they call it the funeral home is because it was actually a real funeral home.
Bullshit.
And
no, that's not what we heard. We heard the funeral home was just a house that was just named the funeral home, and it's not an actual real funeral home.
It was an old funeral home that...
Okay, fine. Old funeral home that got turned into a house?
that I guess Clint or something was living in. Okay, he was. It was an old funeral home that they turned into,
A
a
house.
house.
Yeah.
And Clint Carr was living at this
Is he gonna
funeral
pee?
home. It was like I said, it was an old funeral home from like the 50s or something. And he claims that in the basement of this place they still have the old embalming equipment and shit. I never saw it, but whatever.
Okay.
And that's what would happen.
Right, Lindsay?
So this guy, I don't know what his deal was, but he was renting the place or he owned the house or something. But he actually gutted this place
Yikes.
and had it so that he was living upstairs and downstairs he would have bands play.
Yeah, we.
And
Oh, man.
Clint was kind of weird himself, and Clint was an this is the thing that gets everybody. Clint's actually a former Amish person,
What?
and from what I
Oh, that's
understand,
why.
he's from Ohio, from
That's why he had those jokes about building houses and stuff. Because Clint's allegedly, supposedly Amish.
the Amish parts of Ohio, and he leaves he left the Amish community when he
Oh, you dirty, dirty boy. You did not wash your hands. I caught that.
was doing his that Rumspringer shit, and
Rumspringer! Woo!
he ended
Rumspringer!
up moving here to Buffalo, and he used his skills as an Amish guy to you know remodel this funeral home to the point where he can have bands play there. The whole thing was illegal.
No
It ended up
shit.
getting shut down.
No shit.
Um, so
No shit that having concerts in an actual house. It's against the bylaws of certain areas, yes.
mm,
No permits or whatnot.
so the whole point of
I
the
wonder if they
thing was
served
that
alcohol.
to me when this shit went down, and the way it went down was that I was going to the funeral home. Okay, and I wouldn't even talk to him. I would just sit there,
Penny Lane says those port boxers are as saggy and stretched as pizza's color. True.
and I would sit in the corner or whatever, and that was it. And Clint Carr was like, he kind of saw me, and he was going on, relapse, which is kind of like Kiwi Farms,
He pulls them boxers a lot. He
but not
does.
as
He tugs on them. He does.
not as well known.
Yeah, relapse is actually still around, by the way. So let me get this straight. So he had an issue with the guy that was running the funeral home, and he expects word to not get around that he should pretty much be shunned. Like DLF, think about this for a second. So Clint has concerts at his spot, and he calls it the funeral home. You get into an altercation with him. What do you think is going to happen to the guy that hosts that literally hosts the events at his house, and he calls the spot the funeral home. He's in charge of it. Of course, word's gonna get around, and people are gonna side with Clint because then they are gonna start shunning you because you're not the host of these events. You do not have the venue. Of course, most people, practically all people, are gonna push you out of the scene and stick with Clint because Clint is the one who's bringing the entertainment.
It was like Relapse,
Free Penny.
REELAPSE.com. It's pretty much just relapse with like 3 E's in it.
Yeah, we get it, DLF.
And he was going on there, right? And talking shit about me behind my back. And the reason he was talking shit about me was because I'm autistic. Now,
Or you guys got
okay.
into a fight for whatever reason. Maybe it's that.
Now,
Could be that.
when I say that I got banned from the metal scene because I'm autistic,
No.
I really do believe that. I really do mean that.
From what he's told me, I've gathered he got banned from the metal scene because he didn't host any bands. He didn't have the venue. He wasn't in charge of the funeral home. So, of course, people are going to side with Clint over you, DLF.
Because he was going on this relapse thing. He was going on this relapse message board and just talking all kinds of shit about me and about my autism and all that. Because, and it seemed like what he was doing as well was he was going around and, you know, he was going around and watching me at these shows.
What?
And,
Huh? He's watching you?
and then going on relapse. And then giving a blow by blow of every little step I made in that place.
Don't you mean play by play? And don't get me wrong, sometimes I mess up with these phrases as well, but why blow by blow and not play by play?
All for no reason. Also, that he can get a couple of cheap laughs, you know, for my expense. And I called him out on that. I said, Clint, if you really feel this way about me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I shouldn't be going to your funeral home.
No shit. That's why you got
You know?
ostracized. They
And
didn't
it's
want you there.
another thing. If not just like, oh, stop, Willie.
Willie wants out. Let Willie out.
It's not just like,
All right, I'm gonna go forward if he keeps going in circles.
the whole thing has been, you know, it's kind of traumatizing to me because this isn't just like, this isn't like I got into an argument or something. This was like something that, like, I was going to these shows to meet people. Because I'm autistic, it's hard for me to meet people.
Is it?
And now it seems like I'm being, you know, punished for this. And that really got to me. It's like,
Just a reminder, this is from many, many, many years ago, so why is he bringing this up now? We can still
Oh,
hear
shut up.
Willie. We can hear Willie. Aw, poor Willie. See, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people did not want DLF to have a cat. Look at the cat crying like
Let's go.
that. Come on, don't do that.
You better not be going under that couch.
There's a huge hole right there, DLF. Right there. You see that? No wonder the cat is like easily going there. Deal with this cat properly.
Or you better not be. No. It's like, you know, when that whole shit with the girls in Lockport
Right,
happened.
Edna?
That actually like bothered me because the reason I was so pissed off at those girls, especially after I found out why they blocked me in the first place, like it actually bothered me when I figured it out. And the reason being is that the whole thing is that, like, I was talking to those girls, like probably when I was going to those shows.
Nugenic says Willie went straight to that ass groove. He's getting high off DLF's filth. Really?
And the one girl was like, so why'd you break up with your ex-girlfriend? And I told her, I was like, because she was faking STDs. And
we've actually come to know she wasn't. It was real.
Blocked me from that because of that. And I felt that was very rude, and I felt that was very that is just very nasty to do, because here I am. I just went through a traumatic experience.
Sure,
I had to go, and I was dealing with my girlfriend faking STDs and shit.
No, we heard from Mama
I had
Scrunch.
to go get tested because of her, because she was faking shit, and I just felt like, come here, Willie. I felt like when that happened, and due to that happening, I felt like I was being punished for basically being punished. You know what I'm saying?
So punished for being punished?
Like,
okay.
I always think of it like this way. Like, what if we had the roles reversed and we had these two women, okay, and I was talking to them, and one of them said, yeah, I was raped as a child.
Seriously, why does he keep bringing this shit up? Let's go for it. I don't want to hear that talk anymore.
To go through, like, she faked an STD, and then I had to go get tested, and the way they test you is they stick Q-tips down your dick and all that. So I kind of felt violated in that way.
I'm sorry, but that hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that really hurts, and it hurts for like a day, 2, 3, even 4, even 5 days later. It hurts as hell. It's traumatizing.
And then the fact that after I got all that horrible shit done to me, Amy was like, "Oh, I was like, oh. I was making up the whole thing to see if you would stay by me, and then I would just, and then I."
Right, Lindsay says you were traumatized, so you turn around and traumatize 2 women. You know, hurt people. The cycle has to stop somewhere. It's really sad that that's a thing where people who have been hurt, who have been traumatized, turn around and traumatize and hurt other people. But somewhere, somehow, the cycle has to be stopped.
Became the bad guy because I ended up breaking up with her. She's like, I knew this would happen. And I'm like, yeah, it is going to happen. You know? So I feel like it's almost the same thing. So it's like, again, I'm going to these metal shows. To,
What?
you know,
Nugenic says the trick is to chub it up before they scrub in your pee hole so it expands. What does that even mean? Wait a second. So, wait, no.
keep my mind off of Amy,
What does that
and
even
trying to
mean?
meet some new people. And it ends up backfiring. And now I got this guy who hates autistic people, uh, and started talking all this shit, and now I'm in a bigger situation. So yes, this is very
Right, Lindsay?
traumatizing to me, because it seems like every single time I want to better my life, okay, it backfires on me, okay? And I just feel like I'm being shamed for like shit that like I really have no control over. And
But you do, DLF, you do have control. In fact, a lot of control over a lot of things that happen in your life, like continually speaking to and about those ladies.
that again is something
Smash that
that
like button,
I've
everybody.
always had a fear of,
Smash it up.
going to school and being put in detention over somebody drawing some bullshit in a magazine. I've talked about the story before. So basically, we had all these magazines in school that,
Yeah,
like,
let's hear this
when we had
story.
free time, we just hang out on the couch and look through the magazines. And the teachers bring them in. They cut the fucking labels off and everything else. Well, it turns out that somebody decided that they were going to draw a dick or something in one of the magazines. And of course, because of it's that school, they have to make this like a security risk and all that. I'm like, shut the fuck
Oh,
up. And everybody got detention. My dad had to come get me from school after work. He was pissed off. He's like, you need to go in there and you admit to it. Just
probably
admit to
was
it, even
him.
though you didn't do it. And I'm like, I didn't do it. He's
Right.
like, I don't care.
Sure, you
And
didn't.
he was just like, I get what he was trying to do, but like back when I was a kid, I didn't understand it. Like he was trying to say that, Mike, this shit is not that big of a deal. Okay? In the real world, this shit is not a big deal. So it's not like you're gonna get arrested for it or anything. So just go in there and admit to it because it's not that big of a deal. That's what my dad was trying to say.
Was he?
Turns out we go in there, the fucking teacher apologizes, says it was my son that did it, and I brought the fucking magazine in. Even so, my dad was all pissed off, and he grounded me because I had to
Rightfully so.
admit to it.
Because it probably was you.
So I feel like I just feel like that whenever something like that happens, and
Papa
I feel like
Scrunch.
it's like a
Papa Scrunch's nickname is Daddy Dukes.
personal attack. I'm being punished for something that I'm doing for myself to, better my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for example, like going to the metal shows, I felt was a positive thing.
Until you
Meeting
messed that up.
people, that's a positive thing, right?
Until you messed it up.
But then you meet certain people and they do nothing but, make fun of you. So you don't want that. So people started, I started like calling him out on it, and then it just snowballed to the point that this guy is hacking my Facebook and saying
You've
all this nasty shit about Brian Hewlin and his daughter and his
Ed Online says you can't build community talking about people DLF.
kids and
Exactly.
whatever.
Very true.
And I just felt like, this is something that I'm trying to better my life. And because of this asshole, it's just making me more and more and more depressed. And it just get to the point where it's like, you know what? Why even bother? It's like that's part of the reason I stopped dating women. Okay?
Okay.
It's just because I'm tired of the bullshit that goes along with it.
Follow the
Okay? I'm
crap.
just tired of it all. And
For sure,
I
Penny.
feel like I've been hurt in many, many, many ways because of this whole situation with Clint. It's like the thing with Clint
Gentle reminder.
snaps something in my brain and I
This
can
was a while
never get
ago.
out of it. Okay? And that was my first arrest, the first of many. And I just felt like at that point, it's like, you know what?
Free Willy.
It's like I just stopped giving a fuck. I think that was the catalyst for it all. So now I'm going to. Now it's like I moved out of Lovejoy, and now I'm in the Elmwood Village area of Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And I did so in order to get away from people that I believe are toxic.
Okay.
So Joe Conti, okay, remember that guy? Remember the guy
Oh,
that burned
yes.
his house down
Yeah, I remember Joe Conti.
because he was being a retard and he killed his son. He wants me dead because I call him out on his stupid shit.
I'm getting a narrative that DLF likes to say and call people the R word and say a lot of vile stuff online. That when it comes back to him, he tries to scapegoat it. He tries to deflect. He tries to gaslight. He tries to change the narrative. Monty, how much of the video is left, if you don't mind? We're just over the halfway mark, but I'm gonna split this up in two parts. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna call it quits right now. We're gonna be back in about 2/3 hours. We're gonna watch part two of this super drawn out explanation of why the video liquidators banned DLF from not only getting a job, but being inside the video liquidators, which is actually a prawn store. When you Google it, Buffalo Video Liquidators, it seems two come up, and of those two, their prawn DVDs is what they sell. So let's call it quits here for now. Smash that like button, everybody. I'll be back in about 2/3 hours for part two. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Even those that never comment and just like to listen, I appreciate you. But hey, remember, be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.